Hey, good morning, everybody. Bob Trade Genius, the 7th of September. I'm going to talk gold. Excuse me. I'm going to talk gold and silver here, and just some perspective. So this is a daily chart, and this is the Pearson angle. Is at 0.97, which is just ridiculously steep, and it's been running since May. Okay, so when you look at these things, this is a a nice consolidation on high. And these areas here, these are just areas that are saying, hey, overbought, 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 overbought. Never means to short it. And these areas here are saying, hey, the dip is good to buy. And so now what we saw here was a double top. And if you look back here, maybe it's gonna be too far back. There it is. So we still have yet to make it to any kind of really resistant area. So our view is that this is a double top here to look to take profit. Makes perfect sense. The bankers absolutely do not want to see this thing skying into their meeting because it's going to freak them out because they want to ease. But if gold is pressing hard, then they risk a blowout, and they don't want the competition from gold. So definitely was a pushback was expected. And now we're looking at here, this is the 65 moving average. I prefer this one as more of a bull bear line than people use the 50 or the 200. And so my expectation is we're going to come down and we're going to test this line here. Okay, now if you notice, this line's moving up every day too. And this angle has to start to flatten a little bit more so we have a sustained move. And so that's my expectation. So no rush getting in anything. We're looking at minors here, and I'll show you a few in a second here where I'd be interested in jumping back in. And then if Bob's wrong and we're going into deflation and gold's going to collapse, is that if they break this 1399 1400 area, then we probably should get a little nervous. And then the other thing to look at too is let's just throw on a fib here real quick. And if it breaks 1400 or 1377 area, then we could say this moves over. Okay, so I'm not expecting that at all. I'm confident in the ability of the money changers to just print more currency and credit than the system can absorb and continue to cheapen it. So that's on the gold side. So once that breaks free, maybe I should do this ass backwards here and show you where it will. Oh, I did it wrong. I had it right the first time. So let's look at a 161 push from there. So now you're looking at 1728 area, which makes sense. I think we're going to push right through. So we have, once it gets done here, we'll push to the top of the channel, push here. We're going to hit all-time highs in gold in the next 12 months. There's no doubt. And if we do not, then something far worse is at foot. It's called deflation and a destructive deflation. Then we have a whole different problem on our hands. But we have trading solutions, and we'll worry about that when that time comes. Now let's take a look at silver. We bought ZSL, but we got kicked out too quick on a chop. But we also bought some AGQ puts, and I actually closed mine on Friday. I just don't like having some of these leverage positions over the weekend without being able to sell puts against it. And since this trades monthly instead of weekly, I wasn't interested in the spreads or too much. So I took my profit, made 50%, and but I bought them early. I bought them in here, so I totally had to absorb this move in silver. But I knew if gold was going to double top like that, silver was going to come back down because it went parabolic. Whenever you see a move like this is a parabolic move. It's going to come back down. I wouldn't be surprised here if you notice I already had a fib on this, is that I'm looking for it to catch this area here. I was telling folks that 31 is probably the area, and I think it's going to get there. But silver's in deficit, so silver is going to turn back around again really soon. And then if we look at the miners here, these are the ones I'm most interested in, and it's the silver miners. So let's make no mistake. So here's AG. I'm interested. Now it's hitting the 65 here, so it may hold it. If not, I'm definitely going to be buying here. At least taking a position at 929. And then Mag Silver. It broke through this thing on Friday, so now I'm watching 1150 here. Okay. And PAS. Okay, I'm looking at 1678. And then USAS. These are the ones I like the most. It's touching at 65 and held. And I'm looking for this area right here, and I think it's about 280, 288, 289. And this thing is moving nicely as well. All these have to consolidate, so they started running really far ahead of the price of metals. And then MAG is a great stock to own. So let me just zoom out here on this thing and show you. We've traded this thing really well, and we definitely got out at the top on this one. And then right here is shoulder, head, shoulder, and now it's testing the breakout, okay, which is not uncommon for a head and shoulder breakout. Now it has to hold this area here. If it holds this area here, then you can look at this move to 19 coming, okay? And that's my expectation. So this will be the first one I'm going to get back into. I'm just waiting for a buy signal on it, and then I'm going to jump on it. And that's pretty much what I want to talk about right now. So just have faith. We can have another week of this stuff. You know, if you trade silver and gold in the miners long enough like I have, you know they just try to wear you out on this stuff. And then they lose, and then it flies. And you just have to look at basically 2010 to 2011 just to see what happens when the Federal Reserve loses control over the gold and silver markets. And we're coming there again. And then just as an aside, PLG just had this parabolic move too. I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back. I'm going to be interested in looking at it again, you know, back in this 140 area. And if we can hold off recession and we get this, you know, easing of the monetary supply, this is kind of a no-brainer for you guys. Just you buy 1,000 shares and tuck it away, because check this out. All right, that's where platinum group metals were at one point. And if the Russians decide to pull this stuff off the market, or somewhere in Africa, or the Chinese decide to bribe the African officials and they close in on the platinum markets, then you can see platinum fly. So it's one that you just stick in as a lotto and not worry about too much. But when you get these moves like we just had that just, you know, have it double in a week, you want to get out. And see here, I'm such a trade genius. I took it from here to here and thought I was brilliant, and it just blew through. But it happens sometimes. Like, I'm just too cautious sometimes. You know, I just too many reversals, and then this thing just lifted off. So, but I'd rather complain about a small profit than complaining about a big loss. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Hope this was helpful. If you want to trade with us, just come in the room. Got some specials expiring today, and we're doing people right. So have fun with us. Make some money. Bye-bye.